everybody, welcome back. It's Tasha. I am here today with my hard candy Tryon. I was actually in Walmart before quarantine, and hard candy had a whole new section with all kinds of new products. They've repackaged a lot of things and it looked really, really cool, so I wanted to try out some products on camera with y'all. Before we jump into that, if you're new here, I do makeup unboxings, I do makeup reviews, and kind of all different makeup-ishness. If that sounds interesting to you, please consider subscribing. Without any more talk, we're going to go ahead and jump right into the video. So barefaced, I do have my moisturizer on. Otherwise, I don't have anything else because most other products are hard candy. There are a couple of products that somehow I missed or forgot. I thought I got them, but I don't have them. So a couple will not be hard candy, but most full face or almost all full face of hard candy. And I'm super excited. Initially when they had the new display up at my Walmart, it was literally right next to the Wet n Wild display. And there are so many products between Wet n Wild and e.l.f. that are so similar, or that hard candy is trying to compete with, it seems like. So we'll check out some of those. I am going to put my one side of my hair back just a little bit so I don't get everything everywhere. And we're going to go ahead and jump right in. So the first product that I want to try is the Smoothing Primer Balm. And so very similar to e.l.f., I have heard Emily Noel say that this is actually an even better dupe for the Tatcha balm versus the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. So this is the first time that I'm trying it. It looks very pinky in the container, and it is actually very pinky. It is so soft. Holy moly, you put your finger in and it just like mushes in there. So definitely be careful you don't get too much product. Doesn't look pink on the skin, just kind of spreads right out. So let's go ahead and we're just gonna kind of put some where I would put it normally, where my pores are a little bit crazy, on the nose, right there. Yes, my skin gets red when I rub it. It'll calm down as soon as I'm done. A little bit on the chin, and I am going to do a little on the forehead right here, right in between. I have some textured skin, and then I am going to do just a little right in my laugh lines, and then just whatever extra little product I have, I'll smooth around. It's very, very silky, very silky. I actually really like it. We'll see how well it holds up. This is the first time, I know lots of people have, the Glamouflage is not new. I know a lot of people have tried it already. This will be my first time trying this. It says it's a 16-hour full coverage foundation, and I didn't realize, but when I opened it, it's a doe foot, like a huge, huge, big doe foot spatula-ishness. I hope that this will be the right color for me, but we're just going to go ahead. I like putting product on the back of my hand. It kind of warms it up some. It helps, I think it helps it mold into the skin a little bit better. That's what I'm going to do, just because I don't want to spread it all over my face and then put the spatula back in the product, although I'm putting it in my hand and then putting it back in, so I don't know that it makes a difference. Anyways, just a beauty blender. I'm sorry, my beauty blender is super dirty. I picked too light of a color. Way too light of a color. We'll have to definitely bronze. It blends nice and easy though. It is definitely full coverage. My nose is usually red, so that's what I'm focusing. It doesn't seem like it wants to stick on my nose there for some reason. Usually I don't have that problem, but it doesn't want to cover up my nose very well. And it is definitely a little light for me, but we'll fix that in just a moment with some bronzer and etc. I mean, it is full coverage. My nose, it doesn't seem to like my nose at all. It just doesn't want to cover and cling to that, and that for me is one of my areas that is a trouble area. My nose is always, always, always red. Foundation always comes off my nose first. Okay, so I did not get a concealer from Hard Candy. They do have one that's in that Glamouflage line, but it, from what I've heard, is very, very thick, and they didn't have my color at the Walmart when I was there. So I'm just going to use my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, and we're just going to kind of conceal under the eyes. I do like the regular e.l.f. Camo Concealer, but I think that it is just a little more drying than the hydrating one. My biggest problem is that I can't find a good color match in the hydrating Camo Concealer. I think the e.l.f. original color matches much better, and the colors are definitely different than these in the hydrating line. And there we go. So kind of base done there. We'll wait until I set everything so that we get a little bit closer. So the next thing that I have here is this Blurring and Pore Refining Sheer Envy Loose Powder. And it is in the shade 1912. I think they did have one darker, and then they had a banana color. On here it doesn't have a anything to catch it, so it's just a big open sifter. And typically for me, when I have these plastic things on here, when there's not like a thing to close them, I won't pull the plastic thing all the way off. This way I feel like it makes a little bit less of a mess, less product comes out. Right now, hardly any product is coming out. Okay. And this looks so dark. Holy moly, this looks so dark. So there it is in the pan. It looks super dark, and I am going to use this to set my under eye only because I don't have anything else, but I am positive that this is going to darken my under eye up. And so you can see, look at the difference, much, much darker. So I probably would not use this on a typical day-to-day basis to set the under eye, just because it does, it does take it down quite a bit. I'm going to get a bigger fluffy brush and just kind of, wow, that doesn't want to come out at all. Kind of set all over. Even though I have drier skin, I do find that it's better for me if I just set it all over, especially if it's a tacky foundation, and this doesn't dry down a whole lot. But I try not to use a whole lot. Alright, so base, there's base. I still think nose looks a little bit funny, and definitely looks a little dry from that powder. Okay, next I have a Just Glow bronzer with mango butter. And they had blushes like these as well, and I thought I grabbed a blush, but I didn't. This is in the shade 1791. Wish they had pretty names for it, but they don't. So that's the color of it. It's very, very light. It is, it is very, very light. It is nice and smooth and creamy. So we're going to just bronze up the face just a little bit with that and see. And so you can see it on me. I'm very, very, very fair, very pale. So this color will show. Man, I hate these brushes. I don't know why I keep them. They are the Wet n Wild holiday edition from this past year. They have those beads. Number one, it's not as good quality, and those beads shake. Oh, that's my Sadie Grace. My Sadie Grace walks around the whole house and just cries and cries and cries. She's a little boxer, and no, she's not going to get up here, unfortunately. She's too camera shy. Alright, so let's keep going. Nope, we're going to get a different brush because I just can't take it. I can't take it. Okay. It's a little bigger than I wanted to use, but that's okay. We're just kind of bronzing up a little bit. Sadie Grace, honey, stop crying. Very, very, very pale, very light, but it doesn't look bad. It is, I don't know what I think about it. I'm not sure. Maybe it's the color that's throwing me off, or what it is. But there it is on the face. So like I said, I don't know how I forgot it, but I forgot the blush. So we're going to go ahead and use the Milani Luminoso blush here, which I really, really enjoy. It just gives a pretty, pretty color to the cheeks. Get a big fluffy brush here. And I like that little bit of a glow. I'm still deciding what I think about. I don't know what I think about what the complexion looks like. Again, I did not get a hard, I don't know how, I didn't get a hard candy highlight. So I'm going to go ahead and in with this palette that I got from the Slay Glam March bag and just highlight just a little. Even though that Luminoso blush was very glowy as well. And so that's where we are so far. I am going to get a little bit closer in here. I'm going to take this out. So I don't know, like right through here, I don't know what I think about the product. I feel like it's just looking not super nice through this area. And then on the forehead, it does look very dry with that powder. From far away, it doesn't look bad. Close up, I'm not sure what I think about that. Okay, let's get on to the eyes because I do have a couple of things from Hard Candy with the eyes. I am going to go ahead and use my Glam Light Royalty palette just to put a little purple on my eyes because I have the purple mascara. Those are the eyes. Super quick. We're not doing anything complicated because not a Glam Light review. Okay. So next thing I did get was super pretty packaging. This is actually, they have on top of new products and new packaging, they have a whole Marilyn Monroe line in this beautiful packaging right here. This is actually one of their glitter liquid eyeliners that are long wearing and have a lash boosting serum in them. And I got the rose gold. I was really hoping that it would be more, that it would show up more than it does. So it's a little pen tip that goes into that cap, pull it out so you have the felt tip liner here. I will draw it on my hand, but it on me because I'm so fair is hard to see. It does have a beautiful sparkle though. So this is one where maybe you do the black liner and then you do this on top or right above it and it would show up a little more. For us, we're going to go ahead and use it as the main liner so that we can see how it performs. So I'm just going to go in and go right over all of that eyeshadow. I am going to do a little bit of a wing, although you probably won't be able to see it much. So see, you can hardly see it. There's not much there, but it is on there. There were other colors. I probably should have gotten a different color to show up a little bit more. But I do like that rose gold. The rose gold would also be pretty if you did it like I'm just going to go ahead and do, kind of in the crease like you see people do right above. So you do that cool little line. Again, you can't even see it on me because it's so light, but it is really, really pretty. That's the eyeliner. Mascara. Mascara is the next thing that I got. Dare to Extend Ultimate Lash Extension Mascara. Easy removal with warm water, clump-free, budge-proof. And I got purple because I thought that that would be different and interesting. So we're going to go ahead and open this up. If I can get the packaging open. And just basic, it does have purple color here so that you know it is purple. We'll open this up. And it is just a plastic bristle wand, nothing fancy. So let's go ahead and see how that applies to the lashes. I do, so typically I won't wear a colored mascara on my top lash on a day-to-day because you can see it, although the purple is pretty dark, it's a little harder to tell. But I will sometimes wear a colored mascara on my bottom lashes just to add some interesting detail. It does go on really, really nice. It doesn't clump up, although I can't say that it's making my lashes super big or noticeable, but I do like it. I like the purple color. This would probably definitely be one where it would do much better if you put a lash primer on first. I use that CoverGirl white primer sometimes, and that'll just build up the lashes just a little bit. And then if you put this on top of it, number one, it would probably intensify the color, but it would also probably build up the lash volume. So it didn't do a whole lot for how thick my lashes are, but you can see it on there. So there we are so far. And then I did also get, and I forgot to do this, rose, so this is in the Marilyn Monroe line as well. It is a rose drench toner and refresher with hyaluronic acid and rose water. And I meant to spray this down before everything as kind of a skincare toner first. So I apologize, somehow I forgot it. This is also new. And then another new product, or newer, new packaging at least, is the Long Wear Setting Spray. So 12-hour wear plus hydration, cucumber extract. So what I am going to use this to set everything here. I am going to just pull hair back just a little bit so we get more face, less hair. I've already tried the sprayer, and the sprayer actually is pretty nice. So it is stronger, but it comes out nice. So, ooh, and I can smell the cucumber. I'm not sure what I think about that. It's like a chemically cucumber. And then lips. So they do have several new products for lips. They have the All Matte Up Lip Crayon, and I got this in the color Blushed. It is a pretty, oh, if I can get the lid off, a pretty blush color, but I have to tell you, this is so drying, but beautiful nudie pink color. I really do like that. It does say that it is a nourishing lip crayon with coconut and hemp oil. However, I have used it before and I found that it was pretty dry on my lips. We may put that down in just a second. Let me show you the other two. The other two I thought very, very similar to Wet n Wild. So again, this is the Marilyn Monroe line with that beautiful packaging. This is in the color Rose Kisses, and then this is just a regular one. Sorry as I throw my products all around. Just a regular one. It's a Syrup Kiss is what they're called, and they're actually a lip stain, but they go on like a lip gloss. So very similar to those new Wet n Wild Mega Stain, or whatever you want to call them, where it goes on like a lip gloss, very, very shiny, but leaves behind a stain. So this one is in the color Angel Whip. I have worn this one a couple of times, and it is actually really, really pretty. It's a very pink color, leaves behind a very pinky nude stain on my lip. And then this one in the Rose Kisses from the Marilyn Monroe line is very pink. Much, much pinker than I expected. Beautiful packaging though. Look at all those rose details all over. I do really like the packaging here, but it is a pink, 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 pink color. And on my lips, gets very, very hot pink. I like it. It leaves behind a stain, but my lips are already kind of rosy, so it's hard to tell with this one. I think today, let's do the lip crayon first, and then we'll put the Syrup Kiss over and just see. And I don't have a lip liner from Hard Candy, so I'm not going to line it. This has a pretty good tip on it, so we're just going to go ahead and draw it out. See that? Already with that powder and that foundation, I'm getting cracks around my lips, which don't normally happen. I mean, I've only had it on for a little bit. So really pretty color there. I do like it. Like I said, it does seem to be just drying for me. I am going to put a little bit of the Angel Whip over top, just kind of right in the center. I will say for me, these, I think they're supposed to smell kind of like cake batter-ish, but it smells more chemically than it does good. So there's the finished look. I'm going to wear this. It is around 11 o'clock right now in the morning. I'm going to wear this until this evening. I'll do a check-in both with all the products. We'll see how everything goes. I will check in with you in a bit. Bye. Hey y'all, I'm back. I know I'm super close, but it's actually because I wanted to check in. So I put everything on around 11. It is 3 now, so it's only been a couple of hours, and I just want to kind of touch base and show you. So e.l.f. Under Eye Hydrating Camo Concealer, I usually set it with either the Laura Mercier or something like that, and I never have an issue. I set it with that setting powder, and you can see that it is just completely wearing away, caking up. Looks terrible. Foundation is already gone all around my nose, which usually happens, but not this quick and not this much. Settling in definitely into my lines here, into my lines in my forehead, but this doesn't look bad, but this area looks bad. Lipstick's all gone. Mascara still hanging in there. Because the rose gold liner is so light, I can't tell if it's there or not, so I'm not sure. I do have to say I have used the Kiss Syrup, what is it called? Syrup Kiss, sorry. I had to look. I have used these before. They actually are quite nice. I really like this one just on its own kind of, but it's not a long-lasting product. It does leave a little bit of stain behind, but it's more of like a gloss lipstick hybrid kind of. It's just there to, it'll stay on for a little bit. It does look nice on its own. It does give a little bit of a shine. So looking at the ingredient list for the Wet n Wild Mega Last Lip Gloss, I believe that's what they're called, there is alcohol as one of the couple top ingredients. In here, they do not have alcohol, or it doesn't look like it. Now, there are plenty of other bad ingredients in here, so please, I'm not saying that this is a good one, but because my lips typically are very, very dry, I thought I would compare this with the Wet n Wild one. I do think, so I've picked light colors in both the Wet n Wild and in this one. I tend to go for nudes, lighter colors. The Wet n Wild seems to leave more stain behind, but I like the feeling of the Hard Candy Syrup Kiss better. So just a personal preference. Definitely do not like this, would not ever use this again. You can see what it's done to the under eyes. Overall, the face, I don't think it's really blurred a whole lot or done a whole lot for me. The bronzer still looks pretty good. It's not bad. I do not like the matte lip crayon. It's a little too drying for me, although it does say that it is a nourishing lip crayon. I don't feel that it is, but that's personal preference. I definitely will have to try the Smoothing Primer Balm more. It actually has not felt bad. I don't know that I have seen a whole, I mean, I guess it did help minimize pores here. It did not help makeup stay on nose, but I don't know if that was a combination of this or if it was the actual foundation itself, because I had a hard time getting it to stick. Foundation is not bad for a drugstore foundation. However, the Believe Beauty, which is, I think, same price or cheaper than this. I think it's like $5 that you get at Dollar General. Much better. Stays on better, covers my nose better, longevity-wise is better. Definitely prefer that to the Glamouflage for sure. And then, what else? The mascara. The mascara is good for bottom lash, or I may try it with the primer and then top lash to see if that gives it more impact, but it definitely wasn't bad. And then setting spray was fine. I do like the sprayer on the setting spray. It actually is a good sprayer, which I appreciate. So overall, those are kind of thoughts on products. I am doing this a little earlier than normal because the eye thing is just driving me crazy, and I've got to take that off. I feel like there's like cakey junk under my eyeballs and it's making me nuts. So that's a quick review of Hard Candy. I definitely think there are some really great products. I do think that there are some misses as well, but that's with any brand that you find. You'll find products that you love, and then products that you're like, that doesn't work well for me. Certainly if some of these products worked for you and didn't work for me, totally understand. Everyone's different. That's why we try and test, and kind of everyone gives different opinions because everyone is so different and unique, which is awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I loved having you with me. Please drop me a comment what you thought about all the Hard Candy items. Have you tried any, or are there any favorites from the Hard Candy line that you really like? Also, tomorrow I will be doing my Glossy box unboxing for you and kind of giving you a perspective of what I've experienced with them. And then we'll go from there. Thank you guys. Be safe, take care of each other, and enjoy the day today. Thanks. Bye.